Hey guys, it's Anna. Welcome back to my channel. And I'm making this video for my own sake, my own accountability, because my bookshelf right now and the surrounding area is terrible. My shelves look okay. You can see the problem starting to creep into here. If I flip the phone vertically, you don't see a problem, but it's starting to creep into if my phone is vertical, there's a problem, which I feel like means I have a problem. So I have to reorganize my bookshelves. I really want to change actually what is on the walls behind me. I don't think too much, but there might be a little bit that I want to change. I feel like it's just time for a reorganization. I feel like I haven't had one in a while. My setup's been pretty much the same. I use the background a lot, so I do want to change it up just a little bit. I don't know what my full plan is, but I am starting to make this video to hold myself accountable. That's what I do with reviews, and you know what? I might have to do a review video soon because I haven't been reviewing books, but we're gonna start here. I want to film this now and get it out of the way. So let me show you exactly what we are working with. Okay, you can see I'm missing a whole chunk up here. These are where my Holly Jackson books go. I still haven't put those away after meeting her. Been a while. This whole section here, I'm missing the Inheritance Game series, which I just met Jennifer Lynn Barnes, but I still should put them back. And you can see I lent out these Violent Delights to a friend of mine, so that's why there's a spot missing here. But since this is still this bookshelf that I haven't read yet, I don't feel like I'm gonna make too many major changes. And same thing with like down here, I don't think I'm gonna make too many major changes. These are still like the series that I've just half read, so I think I'm gonna leave this pretty much alone. It's potentially just up here because I take books away so much that I want to think of books that I've read that I like on the back of my shelf that I don't have to take off all the time, and I feel like I have enough of those now. Okay, we're getting a little bit more into the problem sections. This is fine. This is my hater shelf. I don't really have too much to do here, but you can see I'm missing books on that side and I'm missing books over here. This was my red shelf and all the books that I've read before. Clearly I've been pulling some off, so I need to just find books that I'm not going to necessarily pull as much. And then this is the area literally surrounding my book area. So I have a bunch of books there. I have a bunch of books over to the side of here. I used to have all my book club books up here, but I did a video where I like ranked all the book club books. So those are now elsewhere. I still think I want this to be book club books that I put up here, but now I'm in 2 book clubs, so I don't exactly know what I'm going to do. I might have to clear off some of these shelves and make room for more books over here for book club books, but we haven't gotten that far. And then I'm thinking in here, I have some extra Pendragon books up here. And then I have some of my signed books. So that's kind of what's in here. What I'm thinking is if I actually clear off this shelf behind me, I think I can put spare books back here or books I want to film with back here and just not have it be so disorganized, because you're going to see more disorganization as we go around the room. Okay, and then we get to the first just shelf of books that are just there. We get to the second stack of all of these books, which is absolutely fantastic. We also have books on the floor here. We also have books on the table here. Filming in front of my old shelves is always so fun because I always get reminded of like how far I come, and you can see that there are just like an overhang of books, but I feel like this isn't too bad because at least they're on a shelf. And then I have a few stack of books over here. It's a combination of books that I've read and books that I haven't read. So if I'm redesigning my red shelf, I could definitely pull from some of the books that are over here. I feel like walking around and showing you everything was a great start. I really don't think it's that bad, and it's not going to take that long. I just feel like right now I'm in a place mentally where I can't start a project and then stop it. Like I have to see a project all the way through, and that's not feasible. So hopefully I am going to still start this at some point. I'm filming this today on August 12th of 2024, and we will see exactly when I pick up and actually start cleaning, because I just learned that my in-laws are coming in tonight, so I'm not going to actually start cleaning, but I'm hoping that I can still clean even while they're here or at some point. I think there needs to be some type of movement on the cleaning front, because I keep tripping over books, and I was just trying to record book content and I literally tripped over books and like knocked over my tripod twice. That's when you know you have a problem. So let's get to cleaning. I already have a plan, is that there are bookshelves behind you right now. You briefly saw them in another clip, and I want to clear off those bookshelves first and just put books over there. I think I need more books in this area and more places to put books that aren't just the countertops. So I think I want to do that, and I don't know where I'm going to move the stuff that's like behind you right now, but I will find a place. So let's hopefully start cleaning in the next clip. It is August 29th. Yep, it's been a little while. I just learned that I am going to Oregon on the day that this video is being posted. So I got stuff to do. I gotta get through a few things. So my goal is, first, I want to start utilizing these bookshelves for these books. So let's clear this off. Alright, so I cleared 4 shelves for now. I just don't know how many books I want to keep out here, what it's going to look like. So we're just going to wait and see. And then I actually got a little book mail today, so I figured I would show you that. I get myself book mail twice a month because of book club. Our September pick, so it's officially been a year since we've started this virtual book club, is Death of a Bookseller, so I'm super excited. My in-person book club pick is Before We Were Strangers. Very different books, but this is something where I want to have a spot specifically for my TBR that month, and I feel like that's what I want to leave on the desk. But I feel like if I leave that on the desk, it's not a terrible thing. I feel like Foul Hard Huntsman is also going to constantly be on my TBR since I'm still part of the way through it. And then I actually have the rest of my physical TBR here. We have book 9 in the Pendragon series, Raven's Rise. This is an arc. It comes out October 15th for Nobody's Perfect. And then may as well throw a little nonfiction my way. I figured I would read Educated. This was gifted by Penguin Random House in the mail, so I do want to read it. That looks like a lot for my TBR, considering I also have another book, I don't even know where it is, that I know is also kind of on my TBR because I'm already reading it. Ooh, this is not going to be the best month, huh? Well, this will be interesting to see how I tackle my September TBR, because I don't know if I have enough time to read all of those. What I do have time for with organizing is now I'm going to take these books and I really need to think, along with my whole bookshelf, what's going to go where. So I'm going to pick these 4 books to explain what I want to go where. So these 2 are books that I've read and books that I haven't read. And I still want books that I haven't read to actually go on my bookshelf, but I think books that are more on the back burner of my TBR, I want to move over here. Because for example, Tangled Up in You, I definitely want to read this so badly. So I want to make sure I keep it on my bookshelf. And then for books I have read, that's going to be interesting in terms of just like changing up how the background looks. I don't know if I'll change it up too much, but I might. Then all book club books, I do want a dedicated shelf. I used to have a dedicated shelf for them, and then I cleared it off. So I definitely want to put these back. And then I don't know if I want to have a shelf or use my little cabinet over there, but I have signed books, and I have quite a few signed books now. So I feel like they deserve to be in a place. If they are signed and I haven't read them, I definitely want to keep them on my bookshelf. But if they're signed and I've read them, which the majority of them are, then I feel like putting them in the cabinet, I know where they're already gonna go. So I think that's how I want to tackle this, starting with this side first, then the books behind me, and also going in between with my shelf. So I gotta change my setup a little bit. I realize this is not the best lighting, but oopsie daisy. So now we're gonna start sorting through everything, all the stuff that's on the floor. I actually forgot a category of books. The Pendragon series that I've been annotating, I want to put these somewhere special and easily accessible because I know I'm still going to be reading them and I want to just show them off and make them easy for people to see. So I don't know if I'm going to like dedicate a whole nother shelf to Pendragon because I've done that before, but I know I'm still going to be pulling them off for a video. So, but these are like a separate classification where I might even just put all those off to the side and see what happens. And then this is the 10th book of the Pendragon series. This is going to be my October TBR, so I'm not putting that one away. But let's start figuring out the rest of this. All right, I feel like I'm in a decent place where I have a plan about what I want to kind of do going forward. This section hasn't really changed too much. I added Belladonna and Foxglove. I just recently met Adeline Grace, so those are signed, but they're half done because I still have to read Wisteria, which is the other book I forgot to put on my TBR for September. And then we have A Tempest of Tea because that is a half done duology because I haven't finished the other half. So I still like this idea of like what half done books I have, and I feel like that's a good place to pull from books hopefully in the future. There's a shelf down here that used to be my hater shelf, but I put the books in an easier place for me to reach. And then I have this section up here where I don't know what books I want to put in there yet. I did add some other books that I did really like this year, like Stardust Grail I added on the shelf. I do like my Magnolia Parks altogether. I'm really trying to think of books that can represent me as a reader, but that maybe I don't always hold to make content with. And then I did remove one book in a duology where I lent the other book to my friend, so I want to try to find another duology I haven't read to put up there. So overall, not not major changes to the bookshelf because I do really like the look of all of this up here. I really like the look of the full Nice Unwanted. I do love the Red Queen series and I have it in paperback, so I don't have to sacrifice anything there. I added Lizelle Sansbury's book Tender Beast after Blood Like Magic and Blood Like Fate, so now all of the girlies are together there. I did also add Tomi Adeyeme's The Legends of Orisha series up here, so I added that. And then I have Emily Henry and I have another book that was an arc called The Darkness Rises over here. So I filled out the shelves. I feel like I did pretty good. And then I do have book club. I don't know why there's a space between that book. We're just gonna move it over and pretend they were all like that. And now that I'm getting 2 book club books a month, I know that's gonna fill up a little bit faster, but I think I'll use this shelf for maybe some other book club books, or I might be able to reposition these shelves. I currently have the Pendragon books here, which I like that they're easily accessible, but I also like that they're in a separate obvious place. Once I have all of them read, I might put them back up on this shelf. I don't know, I just really like how that shelf still looks. And then I did not realize how many signed books I had until actually putting them into this collection, and I'm going to be getting some more, and I do still have some obviously signed books on that shelf. So overall, I feel really, really good about this area. And the floor is clear. Like, I have all this room for activity because I don't have books all over the floor anymore, so I'm not going to trip over myself anymore. Okay, then we kind of have this side that I'm starting to work with. So I totally forgot about the Kingdom of the Wicked series. I definitely need to make some TikToks about that because I still despise the series. I don't care if the book talk is supposed to be a positive place. Sometimes my opinion needs to be shared and it's not always positive, so I'm going to keep being real to myself. I have my Red Queen paperbacks that are not signed that I can use to make videos. I have my spare Pendragon books to make videos. I make it quite a few about Life as We Knew It because it's such a fever dream book, so I wanted to put that series over here. I can't find my other 2 books in the Samurai Turned Pretty series. I literally don't know where those books are. So, and I would like to find them because I do like to make TikToks with them. I have the Cruel Prince series. I don't know if I would ever make a series about it, but I wanted to put it there. I have my Colleen Hoover. Listen, when I first started book social media, everything was Colleen Hoover. I went on a spree, if you couldn't tell. So I have them, and I'm still trying to get a library, so I'm still trying to get 1,000 books. And then once I hit 1,000 books, I want to start like replacing books and being mindful, but it is a personal goal of mine to have libraries, so we have them for now. I do have my hater shelf, as you can see right here, and then I have my spot for Magic Treehouse books, but I am currently working with them for the 365 Days of Books series, which is on like day 500, and I post like every other day, so it's not perfect, but I am still working on that right now. And then I have some like miscellaneous books. Speaking of author events, I am going to meet Chloe Gong, so I wanted to take this book off my shelf and remember to bring it with me. I'm not meeting her for like another 2 weeks, but if I'm already doing all this reorganization, I may as well just grab it. And then these 2 books I actually have to mail to my friend, and I haven't done it for months. So maybe now that I'm reorganizing, I will actually do that. And then I just have miscellaneous book for right now. I do have Jennifer Lynn Barnes books because all these books are in my car. So I might put those back up on the shelf, or I might put them on like their own shelf because she has quite a lot of books. I am a big fan of hers. So I don't know what I'm doing with those yet. And then these are books that I like got from my other shelf, but I haven't read them, and I'm kind of running out of my room on my unread shelf. I do have more books in my other read shelf that's like kind of hidden, so I should probably grab those. I do want to put this Taylor Swift book somewhere, and I think I'm probably just gonna put it by like my book club books for now so that it doesn't get like lost in the shuffle. So I feel like I've made a ton of progress, and I have enough books for right now that if I needed to make content I could. I also have a ton of garbage. The one thing that I really don't know what to do with, and I've seen a few different things, I have an idea about what I want to do with them, but I don't know how practical it is all my book event swag. Like I like when I get book event swag or book mail swag, and I have these, but like I don't know where to put them. Like I want to keep them because they're cool little memorabilias. I could part with them, but I don't have to part with them right now. Like I have enough spaces to keep them, but like where do I want to put them? So I was debating, since they kind of go along with the signed books, I figured I want to do something where I put them in here. But for example, like the stickers, I could maybe start like putting some stickers along here. I feel like that would be really cool. If it's like a poster or something, so like this was for meeting Holly Jackson, we all got this cool poster. I feel like if I move move these books down to here, I'll have a bit more room. Like this was from an audiobook event, so it's actually signed. So I feel like that makes sense to want to do. And then if I keep getting lucky enough to have book mail or book swag, I'll have a place for it. So I think I might at least reorganize this, put some stickers up here, and then I'm going to figure out what other books I want to bring over and throw away the garbage. And I am just overall so much happier with how this looks. I know I didn't change the background a lot, like I said, and so that might be, if I have enough time to really sit and think about what I want to change, then I might change it. But it also does look pretty good the way that it is. So, I'm debating it. I don't know what to do. We'll see. Let's put some stickers on a door. All right, on this bottom shelf here, I have all of my SJM books. I am going to delve into that universe starting in November, and I was lucky enough to find some of the original covers for pretty cheap, so I have all of these ready to go for future reading. Figured they would be down here because I'm going to be pulling them out one by one, so this might be the Pendragon shelf, so it'll be easy to kind of like switch those out. I filled in the rest of the shelves over here, and like I said, I'm still overall happy with the background of this shelf, but there's one author missing that I think I might want to put on, and so that might take some shelf reorganization. I also do have all the book club books that I have annotated up here. I was missing an Enchantment of Ravens, our most recent book club book. While this still has some clutter on it, at least it's mostly clean, and I'm taking that as a win, at least for today. The books I'm supposed to mail that I should be taking upstairs with me. I have my September TBR that I don't think you can see. I have 2 books in October that I already want to read, the 10th and final Pendragon, and then The Girl I Was by Geneva Rose, because she is republishing this, so it's going to be a different cover, and I saw people kind of freak out about this, so I figured I could give it a try. It's a different genre for Geneva, but I might really like it. And I have nothing for November, but I know what I want to read in December, and that is Skin of the Sea by Natasha Bowen. This is a duology. I don't know too much more beyond that. My husband saw this in a bookstore. He saw it was a special edition, and it's signed with like a nameplate and everything. So he picked it up for me, and my friend and I are gonna buddy read it come December. I found the other Summer I Turned Pretty books. They were in the other room. Definitely want them out here because I feel like I make a lot of content with those. And then I brought out the Divergent series because I talk about Allegiant a lot. I still have Foul Lady Fortune out because I want Chloe Gong to sign it, so I don't want to put it away. Want it at the forefront of my mind. And the one author that's really missing from my shelf right now is Miss Jennifer Lynn Barnes herself. I own 9 of her books. I've read 9 of her books. And looking at my shelf, I think physically the only author I have read more than her is DJ McHale for the Pendragon series. So I feel like she deserves a place on the shelf for that reason. I own the entire Natural series, and I've read all of these. And I own all of the Inheritance Games books as well, and I've read all of them too. So like I said, this is the only one that I'm really thinking I feel like deserves a place on my shelf because I do really like her. However, if I pull these books quite a bit, I don't know exactly where I want to put them. But I haven't pulled them as much lately, so I might be overthinking it a little bit. But I feel so much better about the space, and I am really happy that I was able to do at least this part today. So this is your sign. If you haven't cleaned your book area in a while, definitely go and clean it. It feels so nice. So I'm guessing that I want to think about if I want to change my background at all or not. Because again, I do really love the general look of the background, but I really love the look of these spines. I just think that they're super sleek, and I feel like they could go up maybe instead of like Twilight or I Fell in Love with Hope. That's the biggest thing, is I have this self-published version of I Fell in Love with Hope. I read it, it wasn't my favorite, but it's like on my top shelf, and I feel like it just doesn't necessarily belong there. And then when I take it off my top shelf gets all wonky. As you can see, there's this like space here now, and I know I'm gonna start talking about the uglies more because of the movie coming out. I love Maybird. This really felt more, I don't know, these felt nostalgic to me, but I will say I only read these when I was younger. I read this when I was younger and reread it as an adult, so these are definitely nostalgia vibes. And then this I read as an adult, and this I read as an adult, so I guess the theme isn't fully there, so I'm debating putting Miss Jennifer Lynn Barnes up here, or at least some of her books up here and putting them somewhere else. I haven't fully decided yet, but for tonight, I feel very happy with myself for how much I've done. So I'm gonna step away, think for a little bit about what else I want to do with the bookshelf reorganization. I love having my TBR stare at me now. Maybe I'm not gonna keep my TBR there, but I do want to keep it out. And I really should pull the books that I've read this month, because I always do a wrap up of the books that I've read this month, and I've read these two this month, and I've also read The Grandest Game this month. So I feel like leaving the books out of the bookshelf rotation that I'm actively reading, especially for months, and because I am clearly a planner with my TBRs, makes a lot of sense. So that's where I want to leave it for today. We will definitely come back, but at least I can walk in this area now. So let's give myself a day to think what else I want to potentially do with the bookshelf. So it's been a day since organizing. I've filmed some content and I'm actually really happy with this background, and I really like being able to see other books behind me. I just feel like the organization is overall so much better. So I'm actually going to leave it as this. I really hope it stays in the state that it's currently in. We'll see how long I can keep up with that. I also really like having my TBRs visible to where I can see them. I think that'll really help, because I do realize that I make a lot of content around the books I'm currently reading. So by keeping the TBRs as the books that are going to be out, hopefully that's going to make it a lot easier. The only place that I really haven't decided is where I'm going to put Miss Jennifer Lynn Barnes' books, and so they are currently going to live on the shelves that are behind you, and we're just going to see if I want to do even a bigger refresh at the new year. But I feel really refreshed right now, and I am super happy with the progress that I made. So feeling pretty good about the August cleaning of the bookshelf in the book area. Let me know if you've done any bookshelf reorganization. I have some work travel coming up, some really fun author events, so there's definitely more content coming your way, and I can't wait to see where the rest of the year takes me. So I hope to see you in the next one, and don't forget to keep on reading.